It's 2:43 a.m., I haven't slept. Again, I keep thinking about the day I found her, about what I did, what I didn't do. I lied, that's the first thing. I lied to command, lied to my team, lied to the damn logs. I told them the hybrid didn't make it. Truth is, she was alive, crying under twisted metal, shaking like she'd never stopped, and I took her, wrapped her in my jacket and ran like the world was on fire. We were supposed to clear the zone, confirm dead, tag tech, move on, but she looked at me, looked, not like an animal, not like a kid, like she knew me, like she recognized something, maybe the guilt, maybe the hesitation. I froze, then I moved. I told them the pod was empty. Slugged, couldn't find any remains. They didn't question it. Rift battles always left ash and bones, but she was whole, burned, yeah, bruised, coughing, but whole. I drove her back in a med crate, stayed under radar, pulled strings I shouldn't have, shut down the trackers and sold my silence in favors. I shouldn't even be writing this, but whatever. I fed her nutrient bars and she didn't even flinch, didn't speak, just stared, like she was waiting. I named her Kael. It just felt right. I didn't even think about it. I keep telling myself it was instinct, that maybe I wanted redemption or purpose or some dumb shit like that, but I think I just didn't want to leave something behind again. I've done that, I've done a lot of that. I told myself I could raise her, like a real kid, like love would be enough to erase what she really is, and yeah, I know that sounds insane, I get it, you don't have to say it, but I looked at this child, and I saw something no one else ever gave her, a chance, and now I don't know if that was kindness or selfishness or some other fucked up thing I haven't unpacked in therapy. Not that I've gone. She's asleep right now, in a room I built out of shipping containers and old drone walls. And I keep replaying it, that moment, the wreckage, the way she looked up at me. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, even if this post gets buried or deleted or traced, I don't care anymore, because I lied, and that lie's growing up, and I don't know what she's going to become. I don't even know why this is the part that's breaking me tonight, like not the blood, not the static in her sleep, not the way the sky bends when she cries, no, it's the way she used to say dada like it was the only word that ever mattered. She was barely walking, maybe 2, maybe less, it's hard to tell with her. She developed fast, but also, not. She could speak full sentences by 3 but still didn't understand why shoes needed to match. She used to put one boot and one sandal on and just vibe, but that first time she called me dad, it just happened. We were watching some dumb old Earth cartoon on the projector. I had scavenged it from a collapsed dome server. She was wrapped in my jacket, munching on dried mango like it was the most gourmet shit ever, and out of nowhere, dada funny, like she'd been saying it for years, like it belonged to her, and God help me. I smiled so wide it hurt, because I wanted it. I wanted to believe she was mine, even though she's not biologically, not legally, not in any way that matters on paper, but I fed her, I changed her, I taught her how to count and how to throw a punch and how to lie convincingly to nosy border officers. I taught her what stars were, and what they weren't. I told her she was special but normal, that she could be anything, and that no one could take her away from me, and that's the lie that keeps me up tonight, because deep down I know they can. I can't protect her from the truth, or the world, or herself. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is. She calls me dad like it's a fact, and I've let her. I've let her build her whole identity on this version of me that doesn't exist, this good man, this rescuer, this father, but that's not who I was when I found her, and it's sure as hell not who I am now. I keep seeing her tiny hands gripping that melted drone battery. The first time she shocked something to death, she smiled, like she knew, and still, every time she says dad, I answer like it's real. I don't know if that makes me a monster or just pathetic, probably both. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, because if she ever finds out the truth, who I was, what I did, why I really kept her, I don't think she'll call me that anymore. And I don't think I'll survive it. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is. She's not like the others, not like the hybrids we used to see on the screens, not like the ones in the cages back in Trench Command. Kael's, more like she feels things before they happen. Sometimes she'll just freeze up, like her brain's buffering, and then ask me if I'm okay even though I haven't said a word. Or she'll hum this tune that's not even human, and the lights flicker, like Actually flicker, full-on haunted house shit, and I know this is going to sound insane, but, last month, she drew a picture of my dream, a dream I never told her about, black sky, shattered moons. People with light coming out of their faces. I had it maybe once, weeks ago. She sketched it with this blue chalk she found in the junk piles, handed it to me like it was a gift. I asked her where she saw it, she just said, "I didn't, but you did," and smiled like that wasn't the most terrifying thing a child could say. She doesn't know what she is, I haven't told her, she thinks she's just, different, like special kid different. I let her believe that, I want her to believe that. Because the truth would wreck her. I've got files, not full ones. Bits I copied from the old Rift archives before they shut it all down. Her DNA doesn't make sense, not just hybrid, like something new, something unstable. Some of the readings aren't even registering as organic, and I can't ask anyone, because the second I say her name to the wrong person, she's gone, and part of me wonders if maybe she already knows, like when she looks in the mirror too long. Or when she asks me what it means to be real, or that time she whispered, "Dead." Serious, Dad, if I'm not like them, am I still yours? I didn't even answer, I just pulled her into a hug and said nothing, because what the fuck do you say to that? What the hell do you say to someone who might not even be a person in the way people understand it? She paints stars she's never seen, she hums frequencies that make metal vibrate. Sometimes she cries and there's no tears, just this sound, like static and thunder and sorrow wrapped into one awful noise, and I just sit there pretending everything's normal, like this is just what parenthood is now. Anyway, I just needed to say it, out loud, somewhere, to someone. She doesn't know what she is, not even close. And I'm scared of the day she finally finds out, because I don't think I'll be enough to hold her back, not when the truth comes crashing in. I wish I could say I was ready for it, but I'm not even a little. They used to call hybrids war mistakes. I know this sounds insane. I get it, but I need to say it, somewhere, even if it's just here. They used to call them war mistakes, like that was a normal thing to say about a child, like, I was there, okay, I saw what we did, I did some of it, not proud, not even close, but you do what command tells you, or you don't go home. The hybrids weren't even supposed to be real at first, all propaganda, like ghost stories they told us to keep morale low. Said they were unstable gene accidents, alien tech messing with human DNA. Test tube freaks, weapons that got too smart, but then we found the nurseries. God, they were just kids, some with skin like oil and shimmer, others with eyes too big or hands that glowed when they cried, and the orders never changed. Clear the nest, every time, no hesitation, no reports, just fire. I remember one, she looked like Kael, curled in a corner, shaking. I hesitated for maybe 5 seconds, my CO finished it for me. Told me, don't think, just clean. I said okay, and I kept going. I didn't think I'd ever see another one, not alive, not talking. So yeah, when I found Kael, I broke the rules, all of them. I think I was trying to make up for something. But the truth is, I don't think that debt ever clears. I keep telling myself she's different, that maybe she's proof they were more than what we were told, that maybe I'm not a monster if she turns out okay, but every time I look at her, I hear that CO's voice again, don't think, just clean. And now I wonder how many others lied, how many kids made it, how many dads like me are out there. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, because every time she says, "Good night, Dad," I hear screaming, and I smile anyway, and that's the worst part. The first time she bled silver, I panicked. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is. She just tripped, that's it. She was running through the yard like she always does, arms out like wings, laughing at something dumb on her headset, and then she caught her foot on a broken drone casing and hit the dirt. Normal fall. I wasn't even worried at first, just shouted, "You good?" From the porch. She sat up and nodded, brushed herself off like a champ, didn't even cry, but then I saw her hand. She held it up to the sun like she was confused by it too, and it was just silver, not like blood with a tint or whatever. No, it was liquid metal, pure and smooth and glittering like engine coolant. I froze. She didn't. She looked at it like it was normal, like she expected it. I ran to her, grabbed her arm too fast, scared her. She flinched like I'd hit her, and that broke me. I wiped the blood, metal, whatever, off with my sleeve. it soaked through and left a dark shimmer on the fabric, and I didn't know what to do, I legit blanked. No one tells you how to first aid an alien kid, there's no fucking handbook. I cleaned the cut and bandaged it, even though it was already closing. Fast, too fast, like it was knitting itself, and I kept smiling through it like it was fine, just a scrape. I said, "You're tougher than me," she laughed. I died inside, after she went to bed. I sat on the floor and stared at the bandage for like 2 hours. I googled silver blood, mercury poisoning, sci-fi forums, hybrid physiology, got nothing. I even texted an old field medic from the war, pretending it was a theoretical question. He replied with "WTF, are you into LMAO?" I didn't answer. I wanted to throw up, because that was the moment I realized, I can't protect her. Not really, not from them, not from what she is. I've been playing house with a fucking time bomb and pretending it's fine because she calls me dad and smiles when we make noodles, but there's something inside her, and it's waking up. I told myself I could handle this, but I lied. I'm so in over my head. And I can't tell anyone, not even her. I wish I could say I regret taking her, but I don't, and that's the worst part. I live in the scrapyard so no one asks questions. So yeah, we live in a pile of trash, literally, old drone parts, scorched solar panels, rusted mining rigs from the first Terra runs. The whole yard smells like ozone and burnt copper, but it's quiet, and people mind their own business out here. Which is exactly why I picked it. You can't raise a kid like Kael in a city dome, you just can't. Too many scans, too many nosy neighbors, too many ways to get caught. So we built this little life out here, patched up hub tank, old solar flare shielding for a roof, rigged a cooling system from decommissioned armor plates. I fix junk, she paints it, that's our thing. Everyone thinks she's mute. I told them that, said she had some trauma from before. People don't ask after that, they just nod and keep their distance, and honestly, it worked for a while. She's smart, like terrifyingly smart, reverse engineered a field battery from scrap when she was 8, sometimes she stares at broken things and just knows what's wrong. She doesn't even blink, just hums a little and fixes them like it's instinct. But now people are starting to notice. This guy came by yesterday. Local salvage crew, he saw her eyes, those silver rings that shimmer when the light hits them. He asked if she was a Dome Gen kid. I said yes, lied through my teeth. He didn't look convinced. I've been spiraling ever since, checking the perimeter cams, double-locking the gate, hiding her sketches because she draws things that shouldn't exist, and the worst part, I'm starting to think she wants to be found. She keeps asking about the cities, about the war, about the rifts. She said the word ascension in her sleep the other night and I don't even know what that means. It didn't sound human. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is. We're not safe anymore, and I don't know how much longer I can keep lying. Or who I'm even lying to anymore. I just needed to say it. I live in trash so no one looks too closely, but now they're looking, and I think she's looking back. She's starting to remember things that never happened, so I swear, this is where my head starts to really unravel. I can't tell if I'm going crazy or if Kael actually is, maybe both. She's been saying things, weird things, names I've never heard, places we never went. She'll just blurt out the towers of layering ore. The silver sea on Vesta in the middle of breakfast and I freeze, and when I ask where she heard it, she just looks at me like I'm stupid. I was there, she says, no joke, and I swear, her eyes get that faraway look, like she's somewhere else, somewhere real. At first, I thought maybe it was just a kid's imagination, you know. Kids invent stuff all the time, but it's not just stories. She describes them like memories, like she lived it. Last night, she woke up screaming. I ran in and she was shaking, whispering something in that weird language she talks in sleep. It sounded like a warning. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is, it has to be, and here's the kicker, sometimes. She looks at me and says, I'm not alone, like there's someone else inside her head, and God, I wanted to laugh, or cry, or both. I tried to ask her about it during the day. She just clammed up, said don't ask, then threw herself into drawing those impossible suns and cities again. I'm not a doctor or a therapist, but I swear this isn't normal, and I'm too scared to call anyone. I keep scrolling through Tiker for weird memory stuff or alien hybrid trauma. Don't ask me why, but nothing fits. Sometimes I wonder if I'm just overthinking everything because I'm a paranoid mess, but then she whispers something that freezes me, like last week when she said, "They're coming back." She doesn't know I saw the messages on her tablet, those encrypted chats she sneaks on the network. I don't even know what to do with that info. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I'm drowning in this and I don't want to lose her or myself, and honestly, I don't know if I'm ready for whatever memories she's dragging back with her. So yeah, that's where I'm at, just holding on, hoping it's not too late, but maybe it already is. Someone left a note in our water filter. Okay, so this just happened like 2 hours ago and I'm still shaking. We've been keeping a low profile, right? Like, super low, scrapyard life, broken drones, Kael pretending she's mute, basically invisible, or so I thought, but then I went to refill the water filter in the kitchen, because yeah, that's apparently a thing you got to do around here, and slipped something out of the hose, a piece of paper. It just said, "They're looking for her," no signature, no clue who left it, just that sentence, plain, typed, cold. I swear to God my heart stopped. Kael was in the other room, humming that weird tune. She always does when she's painting, like nothing was wrong, but I felt like my chest got ripped open. I keep telling myself maybe it's a prank. Some kid messing with the scrapyard rumors, but deep down, I know it's not. It's too specific, too personal, and the worst part, I don't even know who they are. Military? Government? Some hybrid hunters? Or, worse, I wanted to throw the note away, burn it, erase any trace, but I can't, because it means they're close, and Kael, she doesn't know I saw it. She's still acting normal, but I'm already thinking about packing up tonight, again, running. I keep picturing what'll happen if they come for her here, for us, and I hate that I'm scared I'm not enough. God, I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I don't know what to do next. And that's the worst part. My old squad mate showed up with a gun and a file. It was yesterday, or the day before. Everything's been a blur since. His name was Kael. We served together during the 4th Rift Offensive. He was one of the only ones who didn't treat the hybrids like roaches, like maybe he still had a soul left. I used to think that meant something. So yeah, when I saw him outside the scrapyard, helmet off, holding that dumb old hat of his, I should have known. He looked thinner, older. I looked worse. He said, "Hey, man." Like we were just grabbing drinks. Like he didn't have a sidearm holstered and a file tucked under his arm like a death sentence, and the way he looked at me, not angry, not even betrayed, just tired. He handed me the file and said, "They're moving, now," and inside was everything. Photos of Kael, grainy scans from 10 different satellites, her school ID, me, picking up parts from the Trader Dome, timestamps, dates, thermal scans of our shack showing 2 heat signatures, and the last page, an order, terminate. With discretion, I laughed, like actually laughed. I don't even know why. It felt like either that or scream until my throat tore open. I asked him if he came to kill her. He didn't answer. Just looked down, and that was it. I didn't plan it. I swear I didn't. He reached for his comm, just casually, and something in me snapped. I don't remember grabbing the wrench. I don't remember swinging, but I remember the sound it made when his skull cracked, like wet stone. I remember his eyes not closing, just staring, like he wanted to say something. I buried him under the junk pile behind the hover lift, wrapped him in tarp, covered it with burnt-out drone cores. Kael hasn't asked where the noise came from. She just said, "Your hands are shaking," and went back to painting. I keep telling myself it was him or her, but maybe I just wanted to believe someone could still choose us. I keep thinking about what he could have done. What if he really wasn't going to call it in? What if he hesitated for me? What if I murdered the only person who would have helped us? I don't know what to do next. I can't sleep. I scrubbed the blood from under my nails 3 times already and I still feel it there. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I can't even look at her right now, because if she ever finds out, God, I wish I could say I regret it, but I don't. And that's the worst part. She burned the soldier without touching him. I don't even know how to start this. I can't stop shaking. It's 2:49 a.m. and my hands still smell like melted plastic and blood. So yeah, tonight was the night everything ended. She killed him, Kael, my kid, my little girl. She killed him, and I can't even say I blame her. My old squad mate, Taring. He came through the gate like it was any other day. Dusty boots, smug smile, same old sarcasm. we hadn't talked in years. And then he pulls out this file, thick, stamped, my name, her real name. He said command knew, said they were coming for her, and then, like it was just a footnote, he said don't make this harder than it has to be. I laughed, not like haha. Like, manic panic break kind of laugh. I told him to leave, he pulled the gun, I stepped between him and Kael, and she, fuck, her eyes, they went white, like burned out white, and this hum filled the room, not sound, not exactly, like pressure in your ears before a storm, and then his armor started to melt, it just, folded in on itself, no fire, no flames, just heat and screams. He screamed, I screamed, she didn't. She was just standing there, crying but silent. He dropped. Twitching, smoking, and I just stood there, frozen, useless. She looked at me and whispered, I didn't mean to, like a little kid who broke a vase, but he's dead, he's fucking dead, and I don't even know what to do with the body. I can't go to the authorities, I can't bury him out here, drones will pick it up, I can't believe this is real. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is, because if she can do that, what else can she do? And if they're already looking, fuck, I think this was just the start. I don't know what she is, but she's not just a scared little girl anymore, and I don't know if I'm scared for her or of her. I wish I could say I regret keeping her, but I don't. And that's the worst part, I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, because I think next time I won't be able to stop her, and I don't know if I'd even want to. I buried the body under drone parts, like that would fix anything. It's been 3 days and I still smell him, his blood, the ash, the burnt plaits of his armor, it's like it's in my skin. I wrapped him in tarp, didn't even check if he was still breathing, I just acted like I wasn't even me. There's this pile behind the shop where I dump busted drone shells. No one checks back there, they think it's just scrap, so yeah. I buried him under 30 years of war junk, like that would fix anything. I keep replaying it. He looked at her like she was a thing, like protocol, like orders, and she, God, she didn't even touch him. Just this scream, sharp and high and wrong, and his visor cracked from the inside, his whole chest plate melted, like candle wax. She collapsed after, nose bleeding, skin pale. She kept whispering I didn't mean to, and I didn't know what the hell to say. I didn't hold her. I just stared at the smoke rising off his body like an absolute coward. Later, she asked me if she was dangerous, and I said no. Because I'm still a coward, I don't know what she is. I keep telling myself she's still a child, still my kid, but what kind of kid does that? What kind of dad hides a murder under drone parts and tells her it's okay? I haven't eaten in 2 days. I opened the door to leave 3 times. Couldn't do it. There's a black box in his bag, encrypted. His blood shorted it out but the light still blinks, red, then green, like it's waiting for a signal. She asked if we're safe now. I told her yes. She smiled. I think I'm going to be sick. I just needed to write this. I can't go to the cops. I can't even go to the neighbors. Everyone would ask questions I don't have answers for, and honestly, I'm scared the next time she gets scared, it'll be me under the drone pile. I wish I could say I regret it, but I don't, and that's the worst part. I screamed at her like she was just a kid, but she's not anymore. I lost it tonight, like really fucking lost it. I screamed at her, like she was just some normal teenage girl who stayed out too late or broke a rule or like she didn't melt a man alive 3 days ago. God, she snuck out again. I told her not to, we're not safe, I told her that. But she just looked at me with that same blank face she always makes now, like I'm some animal in a cage and she's studying me, and then she left. I stayed up waiting, pacing, thought maybe she was just blowing off steam, figured maybe it's normal, teens sneak out, right? Tiger's full of that dumb rebellious my dad doesn't get me shit. But when she came back, her clothes were wet, like soaked through wet, no rain, no storm, just ocean water. We're miles from the shore. She walked in barefoot, dripping, like nothing happened, and when I asked her where she went, she just said, home. What the fuck does that even mean? I snapped. I grabbed her shoulders, shook her, screamed something like you're not some damn goddess, Kael. You can't just disappear. My voice cracked, I spit when I yelled, I was shaking, full panic spiral, and she just looked at me, didn't blink, didn't flinch. She just said, I didn't disappear, I returned. Returned where? Kael, what the hell does that even mean? She's 15. She still bites her nails and hums cartoons and sometimes sleeps with her hands under her chin like she's trying to fold herself into the smallest shape possible, but tonight, she looked at me like she was older than the stars, like she knew something, and it hit me. I don't know her, I thought I did, but whatever's inside her, it's changing, or waking up, or I don't even know. I just know I screamed at my daughter, and she didn't cry. She just watched me like she was memorizing my face for the last time. She went to her room, hasn't come out. I'm just sitting here like an asshole writing to strangers on the internet because I don't know what else to do. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is, it really fucking is, and the worst part, I think I saw light under her door, like a glow, like something humming. I'm scared to open it. I'm scared she's not my little girl anymore, and I don't know if she ever really was. I don't know what to do. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I caught her talking to the stars, like they were answering. It's 2:41 a.m., I haven't slept in 3 days, not really, not more than an hour here or there. I keep hearing her voice, not screaming, not crying, just whispering. She does it when she thinks I'm asleep, sits by the window with the cracked glass and just talks, but not to herself, to the sky, and the scariest part, I think it's talking back. She doesn't know I saw her. I was pretending to fix the battery line in the back room, just sitting there with a dead flashlight, watching through the reflection off a copper panel. She was all curled up in the window frame, legs crossed, head tilted like she was listening to someone tell her a story, and she was responding, not in English, not in anything I know, clicks, hums, this soft tonal rhythm that made my stomach twist. It didn't sound like words, it sounded like frequencies. I looked up the rift codes from the old broadcasts, like an idiot. I compared the patterns, and some of them matched, not all, just enough to make me feel like I'm losing it. The worst part is how calm she looked, like she was home. She hasn't looked like that in weeks, not since the soldier, not since the static. I've been trying to ignore it, the lights that flicker when she walks into the room, the dreams she has that shake the walls. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is, it really is. I'm not ready. Earlier tonight she asked me why the stars don't look the same anymore. And I froze, because I've been thinking the same thing. The constellations are just off, like someone rearranged the sky when we weren't looking. She said, they're closer now, they're listening, like that was a good thing, like she wanted them to come. I laughed it off, ruffled her hair, made a dumb joke about needing sleep, but my hands were shaking. I had to sit down in the hallway just to breathe. What's happening to her? I thought I was protecting her. I thought I was giving her a real life. But what if I've just been delaying the inevitable? What if she was never mine to keep? I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I'm so fucking scared. Not of her, not really. I'm scared of what's coming for her, or maybe what she's calling to. Either way, I think something's going to answer, and soon. I don't know what to do. She doesn't know I saw the messages. It was her birthday. Well, the day I decided would be her birthday. I picked it years ago, based on nothing, just a feeling. I made noodles. She loves noodles. Lit one of those recycled wax candles we found in a crate job last spring, played that dumb old song she hums sometimes, some pre-riffed pop track, glitch and warp to hell. She smiled, said thank you, hugged me tighter than usual, and I believed her. Then she went to bed, and I stayed up, scrolling through maintenance logs on my pad like usual. Only, it pinged, her Compline synced with the house net. Again, I don't spy on her, I don't, but something felt off. I don't even remember opening the message app. It was just muscle memory, like my fingers wanted answers my heart didn't. She'd been talking to someone named R, just a single letter, no profile pic, address scrubbed, full military encryption on a civilian device. I shouldn't have been able to read it, but she left one thread open, just one. It said, do you remember yet? The pattern is waking up. He doesn't know, but he will. I stared at it for 20 minutes, maybe longer, just reading the words over and over until they stopped making sense. She doesn't know I saw the messages. She acted normal this morning, asked if she could go pick scrap at the south edge, hugged me before she left, but now everything she says feels like code, like there's meaning underneath it I can't reach, and I feel sick, like cold hands, chest tight, spiraling kind of sick. Because who the fuck is R, and what does waking up even Mean? I've done everything to keep her safe, everything. I've lied, stolen, killed for her. I gave up my whole life to raise her, and now, I'm wondering if she's lying to me, or worse, if she's protecting me from something she already knows. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is, because if she remembers something from before the crash, I don't think I'll survive it. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I feel like I'm standing on a wire, and she's the one holding the other end. God, what if she's not my daughter at all? What if she never was? I told her to run, she didn't. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, like, I'm typing this with blood on my hands, not mine, not hers, just, someone who got in the way, and I can't stop shaking, my fingers feel numb, it happened fast, everything's just, spiraling, so yeah, today was supposed to be normal. We fixed a comma tower, she made jokes about the birds nesting in it like they were drone pilots, I laughed, it felt real, but then we saw the lights, sky sweepers, Federation class, she went still, like statue still, and I knew, I fucking knew, they found us, or her, so I told her to run, I screamed it at her, I grabbed the emergency bag, the one I've kept packed for years, and pushed it into her arms, she just looked at me, like I was the one she didn't recognize. You're not coming? She asked, and I couldn't even answer, because how do you tell your daughter? You're maybe not even human daughter, that you can't run with her, that they'll scan for both of us, that I'm the trail. She started crying, and the dirt around her feet started vibrating, like actual pebbles lifting off the ground. I told her again, run, and she said, I won't leave you behind again. What the hell does that mean? What is she remembering? The ship landed hard, soldiers in black armor. No insignia, no words, just rifles, and that look. One of them grabbed me, another reached for her, and then, she screamed. It wasn't even a sound, it was like this pressure in my brain, and suddenly the air snapped, like the atmosphere glitches. He caught fire, his whole body, not like flames, like his cells just, forgot how to hold shape. I told her to stop, I begged her, and she just whispered, they always come, they always take. Then she held my face, gently, like she wasn't still glowing, like I wasn't about to throw up from the heat in the air, and she said, I'm sorry, and she turned herself in, walked right up to the last soldier still standing, arms raised. They didn't shoot, they scanned her, cuffed her, and flew away. They didn't even look at me, just took her, and now I'm just, sitting here, in the ashes. I don't know where they took her, I don't know what she meant by again, I don't even know what she is anymore. But she's still mine, she's still my kid, and I'm going to find her, even if I have to burn the whole goddamn system to do it. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I haven't stopped crying since. I don't know what happens now, but I can't let that be the last thing she ever said to me, not again. I think she read my mind, and I wasn't thinking anything good. I don't even know how to write this without sounding completely fucked, but I guess that's the point of this sub, right? So yeah, this is going to be a mess. Kael was sketching again last night. We were sitting in the garage, I was doing a patch job on a cracked comma visor, just background noise, you know. The hum of the welder, the buzz of the scrap heater, her pencil dragging across synth paper. She was humming something weird, not a song I know, not even a song I could know. It didn't have a beat, just this low, soft tune. Like it was meant for someone else's ears. I looked over and, fuck, she was drawing me, but not me now, not old, tired, oil-stained me, younger, in my squad armor, eyes clear, standing on the field after we glassed the birthing nests. You know how your stomach drops when something too specific happens. Like you're caught, but you didn't even do anything yet. It was that, and I swear to God she looked up before I moved, like she felt me about to get scared, and then she said it. She said, you were thinking about the war again, not asking, not like are you okay? Or were you thinking about the war? Like she knew. And here's the worst part, I wasn't thinking about the war, not really, not the gunfights or the orders or the blood. I was thinking about her, about how easy it would be to just disappear, walk away, leave her here, because she's getting stronger, smarter, and she's scaring the shit out of me. I didn't mean to think it. I love her, I swear I do, but sometimes love turns into fear, and fear turns into fucked up daydreams. And she looked at me like she saw the whole thing, not just the thoughts, the emotion under it, the betrayal. She didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't even look surprised, she just said, really quiet, "You don't trust me anymore," and then she went inside, shut the door. I haven't seen her since last night. She didn't eat, didn't text me, she left the drawing on the floor, and now I can't stop looking at it. I don't know if she's in my head now, or if she's just that tuned in. But either way, I fucked up. I don't know how to talk to her about this. How do you explain a moment of weakness to something that feels everything you feel, all at once? I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, because she doesn't know what else I thought about, and I'm scared she will. I wish I could say I regret it, but I don't, and that's the worst part. I watched her sleep like everything was normal. It's not. It's 2:43 a.m. and I'm just sitting here watching her breathe like that makes any of this okay. She curled up on the floor again, blanket half off, paint on her fingers, headphones still buzzing with that stupid lo-fi playlist she loops at night like it keeps the voices out, like it keeps me out. She looks peaceful. But it's fake. She hasn't looked me in the eye since what happened at the checkpoint, hasn't called me dad since that night, just stares, or walks away, like I'm the one that set her on fire, and maybe I did, not literally, but everything else. Yeah, I built this lie and shoved her inside it and now it's catching fire and I'm just standing here with a goddamn bucket full of nothing. She doesn't know I saw the drawings, they're under her mattress, dozens of them, places she's never seen but somehow remembers, a city made of glass, a ring around a sun that doesn't exist, one of them, it's me, but not, it's me, except I'm in a uniform I never wore, holding a rifle I've never touched. And I'm crying while she floats above me. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is. She's remembering things that didn't happen in this life, or maybe they did happen, just not to her, or not yet. Fuck, I don't know, my brain's not wired for this kind of timeline bullshit. I fixed busted drones for a living, not fractured identities and goddamn reincarnated rift children. I just keep watching her sleep. Like she's still mine, like I still have time to fix this, but I don't. Do me? Earlier tonight she asked me if I ever thought about who I used to be like before, but she didn't mean childhood, she meant before this life, before this war, before Earth even mattered. I laughed it off, told her I barely remember yesterday. She didn't laugh, she just nodded and went quiet. I want to tell her everything, but I don't even know everything, and part of me thinks she already does. There's this look in her eyes now, not scared, not even angry, just tired. Like she's older than both of us and done pretending otherwise. I wish I could say I regret taking her, but I don't, and that's the worst part. I'd do it again, every lie, every cover story, every time I called her my daughter even when I wasn't sure she was even alive in the way humans mean it. But it's breaking now, and I'm not sure I get to stay in her story much longer. She's stirring. I should close this. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, someone besides myself, because I can't keep pretending it's all okay. It's not, and I think she knows, and I think she's waiting for me to say it, but I don't know how. She read my mind, and now I think she's scared of me. So, yeah. This is going to sound fake, like one of those dumb horror vids on Tiker with the dramatic music and glitch filters, but I swear on whatever's left of my soul this happened. Kael read my mind tonight. I'm not talking about oh she's really good at reading people or we've lived together so long she just knows me. No, she said the exact thought I was thinking, word for word. I was in the kitchen, just staring at the dented old ration tin, wondering if I could still run, like, if it's already too late, if I'm just some dumb guy who thought he could outsmart the whole galaxy with fake papers and duct tape. And I thought this, literally thought, I should have left her in the crater, and then she whispered it behind me, soft, small, like her own voice scared her. You should have left me in the crater. I dropped the tin, it clanged like a gunshot. She flinched and backed away like I'd hit her. I've never hit her, never even yelled, but she looked at me like I was a monster. And the thing is, I thought that, I meant that, in that second, I meant it, and now I can't take it back. You can't lie to someone who can hear you think. She won't come out of her room. I knocked, she didn't answer. I left her synth tea and those dumb salt crackers she likes on the floor by the door. They're still there. I tried texting her. I know it's dumb, but it felt safer than knocking again. Just said, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry, can we talk? Left on read, and now I'm sitting here at 2:52 a.m. Typing this like a psycho, spiraling, because what if she really can read everything? What if she's been listening this whole time, every petty thought, every doubt, every fear? What if she knows I still don't fully understand what she is? Or worse, what if she doesn't? And now she's scared of herself. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is, it really fucking is. I think I broke something between us, and I don't know how to fix it. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, because she's the only person I've ever cared about, and now she won't even look at me. God, I wish I could say I regret thinking it, but I don't, and that's the worst part. She's starting to remember things that never happened. I don't even know where to start with this. Kael, she's been saying things, weird things, like names and places I don't recognize, and sometimes it's like she's not even here when she talks, it's like someone else is talking through her. Last night she told me about a city underwater, said it was called Verity. She described the colors, the smell, the hum of the currents. I asked her where she'd been underwater in a war zone and she just blinked at me like I was crazy. I keep telling myself it's just a kid's imagination. But it's not, it's too real, too detailed, and sometimes I catch her staring at the wall for minutes, whispering in that other language again. I don't know what it means, but it makes my skin crawl. I tried asking her if she's dreaming, she said yes, but then looked scared and shut up. I know she's hiding something, or maybe she doesn't know what's real anymore. I'm terrified she's losing herself, or that whatever is inside her is waking up. I wish I could talk to someone about this, but who? They'd take her away in a second. Last week I found one of her drawings on the floor. It was that underwater city again, but this time it had a big black shape hovering above it, like a shadow. I can't stop thinking about that shadow. What's happening to her, or to me? Maybe we're both just broken. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is. I just needed to say it out loud, or type it, whatever. Maybe tomorrow I'll figure out what to do, or maybe not. For now, I'm just scared, and I don't know how to fix this. I broke into a military outpost for one last message, so this is probably the last thing I'll ever post. I know how that sounds. I'm not trying to be dramatic or whatever. I'm just out of options. They have her, Kael. I haven't said her name out loud in 2 days. It physically hurts, like something's breaking in my chest every time I think it. She's at a site called Ravelin 6, black site. Officially it doesn't exist, unofficially it's where they take people like her. I didn't even know it was real until I found the files on a wiped data pad in a comma bunker outside Zone 9. I was looking for meds and food. I found blueprints, notes, names, hers. They called her Project Rifling, like she's a lab sample, not a girl who loves stupid marshmallow cereal and paints spirals when she's sad. Not the kid who used to fall asleep holding my pinky finger like it anchored her to the world, just a fucking rifling. I sat in that bunker for almost 6 hours just staring at the screen, reading the same line over and over. Specimen will adapt under high stimulus trauma exposure, like that's all she is to them. Something in me snapped. I didn't plan it, didn't sleep, didn't eat. I just picked up my old rifle and started walking. The outpost at Miran Pass is unmanned now. I used to be stationed there during the border sieges. Still knew the access codes, still remembered where they kept the old uplinks. I hotwired the comma array, ran power off a fusion cell I stole from a derelict skimmer. Took me 6 hours to get it up, 12 minutes to ping a signal. I don't even know who I'm sending this to. Maybe someone on the outside, maybe some washed up pilot or drifter who still remembers me from the war, maybe no one, but just in case there's anyone listening. She's in Ravelin 6, they're experimenting on her, and she's just a kid. I don't care if she's a bridge to another universe or a living key or a mistake. I'm going to get her out. I've got 6 hours of oxygen, 1 rifle, 2 mag strips, a neural jolt stim I stole from a mud pack. I've got her drawing folded in my pocket. She gave it to me the night before they took her. It's the 2 of us, stick figures. She drew a sun with 5 moons above us. She labeled it home. God, I don't know if I'm coming back. I probably won't, but she's all I have left that ever felt right, and if I die getting her back, then at least I die being her dad. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I wish I could say I'm not scared, but I am, more scared than I've ever been, but I'm going anyway. Tell her I never stopped looking, please, just tell her that. I watched her become something I couldn't protect anymore. It happened in under a minute. I keep playing it back. I keep thinking if I'd moved faster or done something, maybe it wouldn't have gone the way it did. But it was already too late, so yeah, I got her back, kind of. I stormed that lab like some washed-up action hero from a bad feed show, stupid, desperate, bleeding out from my side. I had one goal and zero plans. They had her locked in this containment chamber, humming, glowing, like the goddamn rift was inside the walls. She wasn't scared, she wasn't screaming, she was waiting. When she saw me, she didn't run, didn't say Dad. She just looked at me like she knew I'd come but didn't expect to feel anything about it, and then all hell broke loose. Alarms, pulse rifles, static screaming through the vents. The air felt like it was folding in on itself. I shot a guy. I don't even remember pulling the trigger. I just know he dropped. I think he was going to press something, maybe kill her, I don't know, I don't care. And then she changed, like, her skin started glowing from inside, silver, gold, something else, not a trick of the light, like she wasn't flesh anymore, like she'd finally remembered what she was. Everyone dropped their guns, some were crying, some were praying. Me? I just stood there like an idiot, bleeding out and shaking. She raised her hand, the walls bent, like they were paper, the ceiling cracked, the machines died, and then she looked at me, right at me, and whispered something I'll never forget. You shouldn't have come. Not angry, not cruel, just sad. Like she was saying goodbye. She got me out of there. I don't know how. It was like blinking and suddenly we were in the desert, dust and silence. My gun was gone, the cut in my side was gone, she was gone, just a scorch mark in the sand where we landed, and this buzzing in my head that hasn't stopped. I think she saved me, but I also think she didn't need me anymore, and that's what's breaking me, not the pain, not the blood, not even losing her again, just knowing she became something I can't protect, something bigger than me. I raised her, held her when she was scared, sang to her through storms, and now I don't even know if the Kael I loved is still in there. Maybe she outgrew me, maybe she ascended, maybe she's something holy or cursed or just done with this world. I keep telling myself it's okay, that she's safe, but it's not okay. She's gone, again, and I don't think she's coming back this time. I just needed to say it, somewhere, even if it's strangers on the internet. She speaks in a voice that isn't hers anymore. It happened tonight, like, just a few hours ago. I'm shaking so bad I can barely type this. What's real anymore. She said my name, not like she usually does, not soft, not sleepy or sarcastic or whatever. She said it and it felt like the whole effing room vibrated, like my bones vibrated, and it wasn't just her voice, it was like, layered, like 5 different people saying it at once, or 20, or a million. I know this sounds insane, I get it, I swear I'm not high, I haven't touched anything since before the war ended, I've been clean for years, but this was real. I felt it in my teeth. She looked at me like she knew me, not like Dad. Not like the man who taught her to ride a busted skimmer and patch plasma burns with duct tape. No, she looked at me like I was something beneath her, and then she said, I remember before, just that, and I swear to God the lights flickered. Before what, Kael? Before I found you. Before the war, before humans. What the hell is before to a girl I raised on cartoons and solar ramen? She doesn't blink as much anymore. I noticed that yesterday, just stares, for long stretches, like she's watching a different version of this world behind a glass wall, and when I ask her what she sees, she just says, it's coming undone. What does that mean? Like actually what does that mean? I tried texting Sarah. I know she's off-grid now, but I needed someone. No reply, not even the read receipt. I'm so alone in this. I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, she's just growing up weird, hybrid puberty, whatever, but it is a big deal. She's changing, like, not emotionally, not biologically, I mean cosmically. She's not Kael anymore, not completely, and I think whatever's inside her, it remembers more than she does. I should have told her sooner, about who she is, about what I did, about the crash. But now I don't think it would matter. She's becoming something else, something that doesn't need me, or maybe never did, and I hate myself for thinking it. But when she said my name in that voice, some sick, buried part of me wanted to run. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. I'm not okay, and she's not my little girl anymore, not really, not fully, not human. maybe I'm losing her, maybe I already have, the rift is bleeding into our world now, how to even start this, it's not going to sound real, none of it does, but things are wrong, like reality just slipped, like something cracked underneath everything we thought was normal and now the pieces don't fit anymore. I walked outside yesterday and the sky blinked, I swear to God, like an actual blink, like it forgot to stay on, birds froze midair, time hiccuped, I looked at my hand and it glitches, like static on a busted screen, and Kael saw it too, she just whispered. It's starting, like she'd been waiting for this, I keep hearing things, not voices exactly, more like, memories that don't belong to me, a wedding I never went to, a battlefield I never survived, someone calling my name with a mouth that wasn't human, I wake up soaked in sweat, bleeding from my nose, sometimes I forget what year it is, the clocks don't agree anymore, the mirrors don't reflect right, I caught my reflection lagging, like it was trying to decide which version of me to show. It's the rift, it's not just some far-off wormhole we drop bombs into, it's alive. And now it's leaking, I keep telling myself it's not a big deal, but it is, it really, really is, and no one's doing anything, the core's still sending in drones like everything's fine, the feeds are flitching like crazy, but they blame solar flares, Kael laughs every time they say that, it's not a nice laugh, she's changing again. Sometimes she speaks in languages I almost understand, like they're buried deep in my brain, rusted over. Like I used to know them, I tried recording it. Phone melted, no joke, just sparked and oozed and died, I know this sounds insane, I get it, but there's a pressure in the air, like the world is holding its breath, like something is about to break through. And the worst part, I think it's my fault, I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, I don't know how much time we have left, but if you start seeing the sky blink, run, Sarah sacrificed herself to keep Kael stable, I can't even type this without shaking, I don't even know what just happened, it's 2:43 a.m. and the power's out and I still smell the smoke on my clothes. I keep checking the monitors like it'll bring her back, like maybe it glitches, maybe I imagined it, I wish I was that lucky, so yeah, she's gone, Sarah's gone, okay, Kael was spiraling again, the rift was pulsing, like heartbeat frequency, it was messing with the field controls. Scrambling everything, she couldn't hold form anymore, she was flickering, screaming in voices that weren't hers, some of them weren't even human, we were losing her, like literally watching her phase out of existence in real time, and the team froze, everyone, just, froze, except Sarah, God, she didn't even hesitate, just ran to the field core, yanked open the vent panel and started hardwiring overrides. I told her it was suicide, she didn't care, she looked at Kael and said, I've got you, Starlight, that stupid nickname she used when Kael was little. When they used to watch old Earth movies and drink powdered cocoa and pretend the world wasn't ending, and then she did it, bypassed the limiters, forced the field to stabilize, gave Kael a tether, and it worked, it actually worked, but the surge, it cooked her, not instantly, not clean, she dropped screaming and convulsing and, I can't get the sound out of my head, Kael ran to her, even though she was still flitching, dropped to her knees, tried to hold her, but she was too hot, her skin was burning through the gloves, and still Kael wouldn't let go, she just kept saying, stay with me, please, but Sarah didn't, her eyes went glassy, her lips parted like she was about to say something. But nothing came out, and that was it, I've seen people die in wars, I've killed people in wars, but this broke something in me, Kael hasn't spoken since, not out loud, not even in her mind voice, she just sits by the cot, holding what's left of Sarah's jacket, rocking, and I keep pacing because if I stop, I'm going to scream, they're calling it heroic, the higher-ups already drafted the press brief, gave her a little medal with a fake speech, none of it matters, she's dead. And it's my fault, I should have found another way, I should have never brought Kael back to the site, I should have shut the whole thing down when we had the chance, but I didn't, and now Kael's broken. And Sarah's gone, and I don't know how to fix this, I don't even know if I want to, I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet, because if I don't, I'm going to drown in this guilt, and the worst part, I wish I could say I regret it, but I don't, because for 1 second, Kael looked human again, and maybe that's all we'll ever get, I finally told her the truth about her mother, how to even write this. My hands won't stop shaking, so yeah, tonight I told Kael everything. I told her the thing I've been hiding for 15 fucking years.
The thing that's been chewing through me like acid in my chest. Her mother was Eclair. Not like, half Eclair, hybrid, and cute glow eyes, I mean full-on, pure blood, rift-born, one of them. And I killed her. We were mid-deployment, back when the war was still hot. Orders were, clear the ridge, no survivors. Intel said the outpost was a weapons cache. We went in hard. And she was there. Not fighting, not hiding. Just standing in the rubble. Holding Kael. I didn't know what I was looking at, not really. My whole squad was already moving. It happened fast. Noise, smoke, screaming. I don't even remember pulling the trigger. But I did. She looked at me right before it hit. And she didn't run. She just held the kid tighter and closed her eyes, like she knew. And Kael didn't cry. She just stared, silent. Like she felt it. I took her after that. Left the rest behind, filed the report like it was nothing, burned the logs. Said it was all hostile, no signs of life, standard sweep. And I've been lying ever since. To command, to my friends, to her. Every time she looked at me with those silver eyes, I told myself it didn't matter. That maybe she didn't remember. That maybe she couldn't. But tonight, she asked. Just, who was my mother? Like that, casual, like she already knew, like it wasn't going to get me like a blade. I told her. I sat there and told her everything. Voice shaking, couldn't look her in the eye. And she didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just held my hand. And said, I know. Like she always knew. Like she was waiting for me to admit it. And then she hugged me. Tight, like the kind of hug you give someone after they've been drowning, like she was saving me. And I broke. I completely fucking broke. I keep telling myself she forgave me. But I don't think I'll ever forgive myself. There's something in me that cracked wide open tonight. I don't know who I am without this lie anymore. But she looked at me like I was ST. And maybe that's enough. For now. Ick. I just needed to get this out. It's 2:42 a.m. and I feel like I've been crying for hours. She's asleep now, curled up on the couch. She still hums in her sleep sometimes, just like when she was little. I don't deserve that sound. I don't deserve any of this. But I'll protect her until the end. Even if the end is tomorrow. Even if it's me. She said no, and then she walked into the rift, because that was the only way to stop it from swallowing the stars. I don't even know how to start this. I feel like my chest is made of glass and someone keeps breathing on it, waiting for it to shatter. So yeah, she's gone. Kael. She's gone, and it's not even like a body I can bury or ashes or anything. It's just nothing, like she stepped off the edge of the universe and I'm still standing here with my hand out like an idiot. This happened yesterday, or maybe hours ago. Time's been fucked ever since the rift started pulsing. She stood at the edge, barefoot, wind going through her instead of around, like she was more ghost than girl already. And Cortez was there. Of course he was. That bastard had the nerve to look at her like she was something his to control. Like he hadn't spent years calling her an unknown threat vector. He offered her something, I couldn't hear it, neither could the others. But she just looked at him and said, I'm not yours to bargain with. And then she turned to me. And I swear to whatever's left of God, her eyes looked like the stars were crying inside them. She said, if I don't go, it'll take everything, not just here, everywhere. I told her no. I told her we'd figure something else out. I begged. I literally got on my knees like some pathetic cliché. I didn't care. And she just smiled, that tiny crooked smile she did when she used to steal canned peaches from the outpost pantry. And she said, you already gave me more life than I was ever supposed to have. And then she walked into the rift. No fanfare, no explosions, just light. Like the universe blinked. I screamed, I think. Or maybe I just made this low animal noise and folded in on myself. And then it was gone. Quiet. The rift sealed behind her. Like it never wanted us to know it had been there in the first place. People started clapping. Like she was some kind of savior. I wanted to kill them all. They'll write songs about her. Turn her into a myth. Forget she liked shitty cartoons and mid-chip ice cream and humming while she painted planets she missed. They'll never know the real her. Because I do. Because she was mine. My kid. And I let her go. I wish I could say I regret it. But I don't. And that's the worst part. I just needed to tell someone. Even if it's strangers on the internet. She said no. And she saved everything. I just hope. God, I hope it was worth it. I don't even know who I am now. I haven't slept in 5 days, I don't dream anymore. I haven't slept in 5 days. Not really. I lay down, sure, I close my eyes, but it's not sleep, it's just noise, static, like someone's tuning a radio inside my skull and it won't lock on any station. And when I do start to drift off, it's worse. I see her. Not like memory see her. I mean real. Like she's standing just out of reach, mouthing words I can't hear. Every night I sit outside the site, the rift's sealed now, at least that's what they say, but I can still feel it. It hums. Like grief with teeth. I bring the old comma unit with me, her voice used to cut through once in a while, warped, glitches. The first time, I thought it was a system error. But then it said my name. It screamed my name. The recordings won't play back, they never do, it's like it only exists in the moment, like the second I try to prove it happened, it happens. I know how that sounds. I know. I sound like someone who's lost his mind, maybe I have. But I keep going out there. The others stopped showing up, they say she's gone, that I need to process. Process what, exactly? That I raised a daughter who was never mine. Who maybe never existed in the way I thought. They want me to move on. Get therapy. Start over. But every time I close my eyes, I see the rift blooming open again. I see the sky tearing like paper. I see her walking into it. And not looking back. And I get this horrible feeling. Like she's still in there. Not dead. Not alive. Just waiting. And I'm scared that if I sleep, I'll miss it. Miss the moment she tries to reach back through. So I don't sleep. I don't eat much either. My hands shake when I pour coffee, my thoughts jump from one wall to another like they're trying to climb out of my skull. I keep checking the comma unit even when it's off. Like maybe this time it'll buzz, maybe this time she'll say something different. I don't even know what I'd say back. What can I say? I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry I raised you like a human when you were something else. I'm sorry I let you walk into the fucking abyss alone. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm waiting for anymore. A miracle. A hallucination. But I'll be here again tonight. Same spot, same static, same ache in my chest. Because what if tonight's the night she answers? What if I miss her again? What if she's trying to come home? Ick, I just needed to get this out. I don't even know what I want from posting this, maybe just, not to be alone in it. If anyone hears anything in the static, please tell me I'm not the only one. They called me a traitor, I don't care anymore. It's 2:41 a.m. Again. Third night this week I've just been sitting here staring at the wall, scrolling, deleting drafts, rewriting. Ick, why I even bother anymore, nobody believes me. They called me a traitor. Like officially, capital T, discharged, scrubbed, sanctioned, whole 9 yards. The others stopped showing up, they say she's gone, that I need to process. Process what, exactly? That I raised a daughter who was never mine. Who maybe never existed in the way I thought. They want me to move on. Get therapy. Start over. But every time I close my eyes, I see the rift blooming open again. I see the sky tearing like paper. I see her walking into it. And not looking back. And I get this horrible feeling. Like she's still in there. Not dead. Not alive. Just waiting. And I'm scared that if I sleep, I'll miss it. Miss the moment she tries to reach back through. So I don't sleep. I don't eat much either. My hands shake when I pour coffee, my thoughts jump from one wall to another like they're trying to climb out of my skull. I keep checking the comma unit even when it's off. Like maybe this time it'll buzz, maybe this time she'll say something different. I don't even know what I'd say back. What can I say? I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm sorry I raised you like a human when you were something else. I'm sorry I let you walk into the fucking abyss alone. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm waiting for anymore. A miracle. A hallucination. But I'll be here again tonight. Same spot, same static, same ache in my chest. Because what if tonight's the night she answers? What if I miss her again? What if she's trying to come home? Ick, I just needed to get this out. I don't even know what I want from posting this, maybe just, not to be alone in it. If anyone hears anything in the static, please, please tell me I'm not the only one. They called me a traitor, I don't care anymore. It's 2:41 a.m. Again. Third night this week I've just been sitting here staring at the wall, scrolling, deleting drafts, rewriting. Ick, why I even bother anymore, nobody believes me. They called me a traitor. Like officially, capital T, discharged, scrubbed, sanctioned, whole 9 yards. They even wiped my name from the registry wall at Orion Command. 22 years of service, gone like it was never real. They said I endangered the sector. That I consorted with a hostile entity. That I let the anomaly escape. Fuck them. None of them were there. None of them heard her scream. None of them saw Kael when the field collapsed, when her skin lit up like stars and her voice shattered glass. None of them stayed when Sarah bled out stabilizing the failsafe with her bare hands. They sat in their cushy towers, sipping nutrient cocktails, barking orders through drones and delay feeds. They didn't feel what I felt. The rift wasn't some data spike, it wasn't a containment breach. It was her. It was trying to reach her. And we just kept trying to cut it off, silence it, drug her, contain her like a fucking weapon. What else was she supposed to do? They said she manipulated me. That she implanted memories. That hybrids can't form real emotional bonds. Like she didn't fall asleep in my arms at 6, humming that weird lullaby from a planet I bombed into ash. Like she didn't call me dad every goddamn day for 15 years. And maybe it's true. Maybe she rewrote pieces of me. Maybe that's what the rift does, maybe it changes you. But if that's true, then I want to be changed. Because whatever she was, hybrid, anomaly, alien, she was mine. And I don't care what they write in their reports. I don't care what they stamp on my file. I don't care that my friends won't look at me anymore. I know what I saw. I know what I felt. She was scared. And we failed her. I failed her. I keep thinking about that moment when she turned back. When Cortez offered her the deal. And she looked at me like she already knew what was going to happen. Like she was saying goodbye. But softly. Like a whisper I wasn't supposed to catch. Anyway. They called me a traitor. And maybe I am. But I'd do it all again. Every lie, every cover-up. Every second I held her and called her mine. I don't even know what the point of this post is. Just needed to say it, out loud, somewhere. Kael, if you ever read this. You weren't a mistake. You were the only thing that ever felt real. I just hope it wasn't too late. There's a light in the rift again. It's 2:41 a.m. I haven't moved in hours. I'm still out here, same ridge, same silence, I should have left days ago, hell, weeks. But I can't. I don't want to miss it. Tonight, something changed. There was this light. Just for a second. But it moved. Like it looked at me. I know how that sounds, I know, I'm probably just fried, I haven't slept right since she left, haven't eaten much either, tried to, but everything tastes like dust. People stopped coming around. Even the patrols. No one wants to talk to the crazy ex-officer with a ruined file and a ghost daughter. They think I cracked. Maybe I did. But the light. It wasn't just a flash, it pulsed, slow, deliberate, like her heartbeat when she was little and sick and curled up against my chest. I swear to God I felt it in my ribs. I thought maybe it was the rift collapsing, or expanding, or whatever the hell it does now that time's broken and nothing's real. But then the radio started clicking. Old analog, busted piece of shit I've been dragging around like some relic, it shouldn't even work. And it clicked 3 times. Same rhythm she used when she couldn't sleep. Tap, 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 like a code we made up just between us. I sat there like a fucking idiot. Just whispering her name over and over like that would anchor me to something. Kael. 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 My hands won't stop shaking. I want to believe it's her. But what if it's not? What if it's something else wearing her voice? What if she's not even her anymore? Or worse, what if she's trying to come back and I'm the reason she can't? I keep thinking about the last thing she said. Right before she stepped into the rift. You raised me, H. That's what hurts. And then she smiled, not sad, not angry, just resigned. I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't say anything. Just stood there like the coward I've always been. So yeah, there's a light in the rift again. And I don't know if it's her. But I'm not leaving. If it is her, she's not coming back to an empty field. She's coming back to me. I hope. God, I hope. I just needed to tell someone, even if it's strangers on the internet. Because if this is nothing, if I imagined the whole thing, then at least someone knows why I stayed. And if I disappear too, well, maybe that's the end I deserve.